Peace to everyone. This is Who.Do.Hoodoo, and these are your collective messages for the week of the 5th through the 8th of July, 2022. To begin, I feel that many of us, myself included, have really been going through the ringer. We've felt disappointment, shame, guilt, frustration, stagnation, so many things that are irritating and frustrating. And if you've been like me, you've been crying your eyes out either privately or on the shoulder of someone, whatever the case may be. And the truth of the matter is, it's time to let go and move on. It's time to release that which no longer serves us. And more than anything, the reason for this release is because of deception within ourselves. We've been telling ourselves that we've been doing it for the sake of someone else, for the sake of the relationship, for the children, for the home, for everything but ourselves. We have been neglecting ourselves. We haven't been true to ourselves. We haven't been our truest selves, meaning not just in the things that we want and desire, but also where we are lacking, the things that we need to work and improve upon, the people and things that we need to let go so that we could move on the way that we need to. Beginning, we have release your worry. Again, if you've been like me, you've been crying your eyes out because of everything that's been happening all at once. It feels like everything's been falling and crashing, and maybe, it's not 100%, bad or wrong, but it's like so many things happening beyond our control all at once, and it gets overwhelming. And Spirit says the reason for this is so you will surrender, so you'll be completely honest, so that you can see, so that you can unload the things that are weighing you down, so that you can see what needs releasing, people and things alike, so that you can finally realize what needs working on within yourself. Because avoiding things and ignoring things and pretending not to hear just because it's not what you wanted to hear does not work. Next, we have unfold your arms. After the release, after the crying, the tantrums, the conundrums, the mayhem and foolishness, Spirit says, be open with your heart, with your mind, with your soul to what's to come. Because a lot of times, and I feel like a lot of people don't realize this, even after we cry and release, sometimes we still don't move forward because we stay in that space of feeling hollow and empty, that we refill ourselves with negative things, with toxic and poisonous, with old ways of thinking, with dead ways of thinking, things that have no purpose, that serve no purpose anymore. So after the crying, releasing, and being honest, be open to the new that wants to pour into you so that the dead can remain where it is. Next, we have a new chapter is about to begin. With this, I'm seeing a lot of pastels. Oh, look, primary colors. I'm sorry, y'all, the blue, the red, the... I see a lot of pastels, like the bright pink Easter colors, pink, yellow, purple, and also a lot of balloons. Things that we do not see yet because Spirit is working on our behalf behind the scenes. Please know that when you are not given everything by Spirit, every single detail, every single move, know that at that point in time, you need to trust. both yourself, your intuition, and spirit. We are not meant to know everything because it is not our burden to bear. If we knew everything, we would not relinquish control. And for a lot of us, that is one of our bigger issues. We are afraid to give up control because to us, giving up control means that bad things will happen. It means that things will become crazy and unmanageable. And we don't want that frustrating, overwhelming feeling. However, we fail to realize that things like that happen anyway. And the tighter we try to control, the crazier things get. So our solution is to surrender and not know everything, but instead to trust Spirit that no matter what, Spirit has our back and we need to have our own back. That's not to say that others around you won't offer support or love. It's trusting more within yourself, even when you don't have all the answers. Next, we have retreat. Many of us are separating from our partners, from others, for whatever reason, and this does not necessarily mean that it's permanent. However, we are taking the time to get ourselves together to address our own inner issues, to, not literally, but to die so that we can be born again, so that we can replant ourselves and begin to grow again and take what we've learned with us and implement the lessons that we've learned, not taking the old toxic behaviors and ways of thinking and the old lifestyle, but taking what we've learned and applying it to our new garden that we are starting for ourselves. Next, we have forgiving and learning. I feel this is for people who are separating, but who will come back together. It will be a lot of conversations. For some, it will be heated conversations, only in a ways of passion, not necessarily out of anger. Some may be argumentative. However, I feel like that's ego trying to get in the way, and the best response to that is to keep your tone leveled. If you are the one who's raising your voice, please remember yourself and calm yourself. Lower that tone so that you are not yelling or, being argumentative with your friend or partner, so that they do not retreat or run away or, want to dead the conversation and not hear what you're saying because of your tone. When your tone is raised, when you're yelling, the other person is not hearing what you're saying. All they hear is the tone. If you are on the receiving end and the other person just happens to be raising their voice, reply in kind. Reply with a soft tone, with a mellow tone. If you have to walk away for a minute, gather yourself, that's fine. But I feel like when these conversations happen, be gentle with one another. Remind each other without blaming or shaming. I don't feel like it'll be like a big blowout or explosive thing. It's just being mindful of yourself and of the other person. Again, when you two come back together, it'll be a long heart to heart. And I feel like you two will be stronger than you were before. And we'll be talking a lot more than you were before about future things, about what you both have in mind, about plans for the future, about what you both would like, about coming together and, compromising, meeting in the middle. Maybe not necessarily compromising, but togetherness. The main theme will be togetherness when the reunion happens. Next up, we have pay attention to the red flags. I feel this is for the intruders, the outsiders, the naysayers, ones who have so much input about your life, your personal things, your personal relationships and projects and things, who really offer nothing but toxic and poisonous energy. Please pay attention to these types. Do not let them in. Even if you happen to live with them, even if somehow they are close to you in proximity, you still do not have to let them in. You can stop them at the door, and it does not even have to be aggressively. Definitely assert yourself, but it does not have to be in an aggressive form. Next, we have honeymoon paired with romantic feelings. Some are due for a surprise visitor, I feel like. And with you and this other person, y'all are really going to get down to the nitty gritty with one another. Y'all are going to be down to your barest bones with one another. One or both of you is going to say something to shock the other. And it's not necessarily to say in a bad way, it's just the truth. And it's something the other person will not be expecting. However, again, that does not mean it will be bad. The truth is the truth. The truth does not go on good or bad, it just is. With this particular thing, though, it feels like this person has been holding something back and they want to finally come forward with it. They want to finally get it off their chest, and it'll really clear the air for the both of you. Next, we have past life relationship compared with fulfill your desires. Many of us have needs that we felt have not been met or who feel are not being met due to circumstances beyond our control. Just know that Spirit hears you. Your prayers, your pleas are being heard. Again, relinquish control, because the timing, as hard as this is to say and even hear, the timing is not yours to control. But please know that your needs will be met so long as you stay on your straight path. I don't mean that literally. Like, of course, the path is not straight. There are a whole bunch of detours and zigzags and up and downs and maybe even underwater shit. But yeah, stay on your true path is what I should say. All right, loves. That will conclude for this time. Until next time.